Hello guys and welcome to my channel. Today I'm at Newmarket and it's a special day because I'm here to visit Arash Motor Company. I met Arash at Goodwood Festival of Speed. We had a really good chat. Hey Arash, it's a really nice, very passionate and friendly guy. I'm gonna try to cover everything and as much as I can in this video. So if you're a car lover, stay tuned. If you want to know more about Arash, stay tuned because I'll be covering a lot today. Look who's here! You're on the camera!
You're filming me now?
I got you there. How are you, man? Arash Motor Company with Mr. Arash here himself. He's gonna give us a little tour around. Let's go.
Right.
Talk us. This car, which one is this?
GTS.
GTS, what's the name?
First sports car that I ever made. That's the first car I ever made. It's the first sports car. GTS is now the Ginetta G60.
Yeah.
I made 3 of them.
Okay.
It cost 1.9 million development costs.
How much?
1.9 million. We made 3. I've got 2 here. One went to another guy. And
So this is the Farboud, right?
This is like the ultimate schoolboy's dream come true of building your own sports car and making it real, and you had some money to do it.
So you can make dreams come true.
I made my dream come true, my family made my dream come true.
Yeah.
I did this thing where I had to win a bonus and I got the bonus and I did it.
Look at the interior of this car. Look at that. I love this car. There's a bit of a story between that and the Ginetta. And this car is kind of special for me because of that connection with Ginetta. But a beautiful looking car and the design looks still so good. Now this one here, it's an interesting story. Tell us very quickly the story of this car.
So this is the very first car I made. Saw it in Le Mans in 1998 as a Porsche.
Yeah.
It won Le Mans and Porsche. Me and my brother went down there. My brother says, let's go and see this race, it's really cool fun. Okay. We went down there, drove down. We drove down my 996 911. We had such a laugh. It was the most wonderful journey. And we stayed in this amazing chateau and ate food and drink, watched the race. And this car basically is based on the 98 Le Mans winning Porsche car.
Yeah.
And I wanted one for myself. I couldn't get one. They wouldn't sell me one, so I made one for myself. That was it.
In a nutshell.
In a
They
nutshell.
asked Porsche to do one for him. Porsche say no. Say, no, okay, no problem. I build one myself.
Yes.
And here it is. He
I
built the car
literally-
himself.
I made this with my hands, and 2 other guys helped me out for a bit. Anyway,
It looks beautiful, man.
It's brilliant.
Like
Yeah.
you build that with your own hands.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's quite fun.
basically Porsche say no, thank you, and you say okay, I'll build it myself.
Yeah, that's it. And you could feel it from them. It's like he's never going to make it.
Yeah.
And it's never going to work. And I did. I made
You
it.
did.
And it
All
worked.
right.
And it did the Gumball Rally twice. It went to Le Mans. It went to Le Mans twice for the parade. It's still all joy. This is a joy car. It's just nothing but joy for me.
Fantastic.
Everywhere it goes, it's pleasure.
Yeah.
These 2 are chassis. This is the handmade one we made for af8.
So af8. So Arash got 2 cars here, the af8.
af10.
af8 and af10. This is the chassis, the bare chassis of the af8.
8. Yeah. So that's a production one. That's made on a jig. This one was made by hand.
This
Me
is
and
by
Toby
hand.
and Anthony made that chassis.
Okay.
And it's got production wiring harness on it.
Right. So we've got one af8 here. Let's have a look in here, the interior. Look at that. Look at this beauty. Look at the size of these discs.
Oh yeah, we've always had these discs.
My
They're
God, massive.
AP Racing 6-pot fronts and 4-pot rears.
Wow. Look at
Yeah,
that.
these are on centre locks. These wheels, they're beautiful wheels.
They're beautiful, huh?
This car actually, what did it do? This one up the hill at Goodwood.
Yeah, I saw it at Goodwood.
The left-hand drive. The other one over there went up the hill at Goodwood. So my cars have been up the Goodwood Hill every year since 2004. I've always had
2004, every year in Goodwood Festival. This is actually where I met you.
Exactly. I'm always at Goodwood.
Fantastic.
I'm always tending to be at Monaco as well for top marks.
Okay. A lot of people are going to be
Impressed with this.
impressed with this car. Look at this.
says-
So engine, this is the beautiful, and I love this. This is the best part of the car. Arash, talk us through what you got here in this engine.
So this is a 7-litre V8,
Oh,
and it produces a lot of power and torque. It just gets very hot. That's its only drawback.
yeah.
So we have to insulate everything. You're going to see in that car over here. This thing has
7
cats in it.
liters V8, fully
so
aspirated.
so powerful.
I mean, I hate turbos, but some people like it. I love aspirated engines because they're loud and usually rev really high and
yeah, this doesn't rev that high.
yeah,
it's all grunt, but it revs.
but it's still
reasonably.
an aspirated, nice aspirated engine.
It's not like a 911 flat plane crank V8 Ferrari engine. They're
enough.
quite revvy and they're quite.
Yeah.
You feel the nice vibration.
Yeah.
This one's similar, but it's just power at every. The power curve is quite amazing.
Yeah.
And it's dry sump. You know, it's quite low. You can see it sits really low.
Yeah.
The sump's very low.
Mid-range.
It's got a dry sump system there. Yeah, it's quite squished. This
Yeah.
car. Everything's compact. The
Look at
wheelbase
that.
is quite small. It's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
small car.
Yeah, love it. Beautiful. Look at the size of them wheels. Just massive. Proper supercar. I love this car. You know. All
Yes,
handmade.
All handmade. Love it.
Love it. Fantastic.
So yeah, we've got to strip it all down.
And put it all
looking
back
at it
together.
I'm actually going to go, do we really want to strip it all down? But the reality is, I think we have to.
We are. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have to just take it all apart and check everything and put it back together again and film it all.
Fantastic.
The wiring harness needs to be replaced with a production harness,
Yeah.
I think.
Look at the size of this radiator.
So we couldn't keep the engine cool, so we put
Yep.
the biggest radiator you could possibly fit in it.
That is massive.
It is absolutely massive. That's how much cooling you require to cool an engine in the back.
Fair enough.
You also need to keep the air, get the air out of the engine and insulate everything.
And now here, the full assembled af8. Look how beautiful this car is.
This one we stripped it apart,
Yeah.
completely stripped it apart and rebuilt it after Goodwood.
Yeah.
Every panel came off this car.
Yeah.
All the wiring was checked, all the brake system, the engine and gearbox got separated, checked the clutch.
Yeah.
All been renewed, exhaust wrap that wears over time.
Right.
There's some updates on the car in terms of the exhaust wrapping system and the ECU.
Yeah.
And that was it really. It's, you know, it's a proper big service.
Beautiful. What engine have you got there, Arash?
The same 7-litre V8. Is that
7-liter V8, fully aspirated. Let me take you through inside here. I love the design of this car. Look at that. Beautiful. Fantastic. Look at the interior of that car. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, I love this car.
I love this car as well.
And it pops in the sun, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
When you, it really, the light on it really pops out because it's a pearl and metallic.
Here's the rear of the car.
No, this one didn't go to Geneva. That one over there went to Geneva.
The AF into Geneva.
Motor Show.
Motor Show.
af10 and af8.
Beautiful V8. 7-liter, absolutely.
Yeah, you're not going to hear about that again, are you,
No.
for a while?
No.
A 7-litre V8.
No, 7-liter
They don't do that
V8.
anymore.
Aspirated. I mean, this is like this is like classic car now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's a 2016.
2016 classic car. Crazy.
Yes, 5 years old, 6 years old now.
Yeah.
It was made in 2015.
2015.
We made this in 2015.
Fantastic, beautiful. Love the AF8. Must say, I love your F1 style
Again, it was the dream.
worktop. Yeah.
It was the dream to have a Formula One facility. 'Cause
Yeah.
everywhere I used
Oh,
for
really?
years, I used to go and visit all the Formula One facilities. And I'd go, oh, I'd love to have that.
Yeah.
And when I'm working on something, it has to be immaculate. I'm OCD.
AF10. Right.
So
This is the Batmobile.
The
This is the
Batmobile.
super car. Talking only about the value of this car, and there isn't a value, is it?
Well, we've insured this for $9 million.
That's how much is insured for.
That's what it's insured for because it has to go to this museum.
This is Arash 1 Special AF10. It's just superb. Look at it. The design of this car. I mean, it's all done in-house. Am I right in saying that?
Well, actually, no. This one, the parts were made for me.
Yeah. But still, it's all kind of sourced in here, made it here, created here, designed and everything.
Yeah, we
okay, you
designed
might have to get someone to produce.
Yeah, we
little
got a
bit,
company
but,
to make all the parts for us.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to be involved with the manufacturing. It was just too complicated. It's hard enough making a car go together, let alone making the parts. It was, and let alone getting the engine working.
Fair enough. But looks mint. Look at the interior of this car. I mean, it's a proper car, proper supercar. I love that. It's just like the leather interiors. Look at the seat here.
The seats are sort of inspired by Charles and Ray Eames Vitra seats, which the seats around the factory. The board that we saw.
Look at that. I love the steering wheel. So cool. The pedals.
pedals, yeah. Well, the pedals are actually from Carrera GT.
It's a Carrera GT pedals, there we go.
Yeah, because we just always had problems with making pedals. We just chose the best pedal set at the time.
And look at this carbon fiber chassis. It's all carbon fiber chassis.
Yeah, that's all been done by an F1 supplier.
F1 supplier.
Yep, yeah. There's an F1 supplier that did that. He did all the body and chassis.
It's a one special car, but my favorite part, the engine. Come around.
Oh, the V12.
The
Yeah.
V12.
So it had a V8 in it.
Look at that. It's just.
Yeah, it was lovely to get this V12. We bought the engine in 2016.
From which? Was it from a car?
It was from a car, yeah. It was a V12 engine from Mercedes-Benz. We bought two,
Yeah. Okay.
brand new. Yeah, this one was stripped down and rebuilt. And it runs beautifully.
It's just beautiful. How many liters? V12.
6 litres. I can't remember.
6 liter V12.
6 litres V12. Yeah, I think it's 6.
Does it roar really loud?
It's so loud. It's
Yeah.
no cats. It's so loud. I mean, even with silencers on it, it's still loud.
Really?
The air intake, air filter, so it's on throttle cable, throttle bodies. It's not on digital throttle bodies. We want to make it really, really
Analog.
yeah.
Fantastic.
This is
That's how I love cars.
Yeah.
Completely analog.
The nearest thing would be a Mercedes-Benz CLK GTR. Because that was on throttle bodies as well.
The
like
thing, you
that.
can't get cars like this anymore, you know?
Oh,
Completely
yeah, I mean, that's
roaring
correctly.
and analog. And never mind V12s. Which cars are coming out V12s these days?
How many cars are made as V12s?
I know, there's no cars. Well, there is was well, Lamborghini,
Yeah, the Aventador was V12.
the Aventador, and Gordon Murray's new car.
Yeah, but that's,
Yeah.
3 million,
3
4 million, they're all sold out.
Yeah.
And, well, still it's a V12, new car. And then there's the Aston Martins.
The Aston Martins, yeah. V12 roaring. Look at that. I love this car. Let's look from this side. The interiors. af10. Beautiful car. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it's not hard.
Yeah.
In the chassis.
Yeah, so there it's where he makes. I'll have a quick look around. Here we got some sketches of the new chassis of the electric car.
Yeah.
Look at that. And that is actually the.
And that's the real chassis.
That's the real chassis.
That's the first one. First prototype chassis.
First prototype. Oh, the electric car, right?
Of the electric car, yeah. You
So
see
here you
check.
see firsthand the prototype of the first chassis of the electric car.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So there's 3 options. You've got a single motor, dual motor and quad motor versions.
Yeah.
The first cars will probably be delivered as single motor derivatives.
Yeah.
And then we'll offer a twin
Engine.
motor. Yeah,
Twin
twin
motor,
engine, which is
twin
still a huge
motor.
power.
They don't call engine anymore, they call motors, right?
Engine. And engine's still called an engine.
Yeah.
In theory, yeah.
But
And that took 8 months to make that chassis.
8 months to make the
To
chassis.
make that.
So that's what small boutique car manufacturers take, how much work it takes to. Yeah.
There are no shortcuts, sadly, for carbon fibre chassis. It's you can invest more in tooling and design,
Yeah.
but then it starts becoming more of a box. When you go to something that's beautiful and structures around it that are curvaceous and fits a shape, then there's a lot of preparation work. So our lock, the lock sits here, and these are our impact mounts, and then there's an air conditioning module that sits on here. It's a block, a manifold, sorry. And the window has to fit into this area here. This is an overcut, this needs to be trimmed back.
Yeah. Okay.
This is where the suspension sits in. This has got metallic structures inside it, and it's really thick. It's honeycomb, and then there's still 4 more parts of fitting here. There's 2 side sills and 2 seat backs,
Yeah, there's
and
2
they've got
seats
metallic
there.
structures in them as well.
Yeah. So this has got layers of
Lots of
carbon fiber, and then you've got a honeycomb,
yeah,
and then
more
more
carbon,
layers and
foam, cores. There's so many different details inside a chassis.
Yeah.
There's layers and layers and layers of complexity. Very strong. You can just stand on that.
super strong and super light. That's the beauty of carbon fiber, I guess, right?
Yeah, and it's accurate.
And it's accurate.
That's the biggest thing. The accuracy
Yeah.
is a lot easier to achieve because you're using a machining process to make your shape.
Yeah.
A welding requires much more jigging, and it still expands and moves and changes.
Yeah.
And it's not as easy to mount certain things on in metallic tubes.
Yeah.
Monocoque chassis in metal form are very practical. They're quite light and they're very integral to the body.
Yeah.
So a lot of cars are, you know, the panels welded together.
Yeah,
That's how to do the volume. That's any way to do the volume. When you go to tubes, it's really expensive and difficult to do. Yeah. And then extruded aluminium systems like, I don't know, the Lotus Elise, Exige, Aston Martin.
That's an interesting one. And they've gone that route, isn't it?
It's less tooling cost, less complexity and less weight.
Yeah, right.
But the volumes can't be that high.
Here's a massive 3D printer, I call it. This is to make the what do you call this? The formers, the patterns. Yeah.
You can machine a show car in there, all sorts of good things.
Yeah. So this is like a massive 3D printer, basically. So it just cuts into the wood to make the pattern, and then you make the mold on top of the pattern.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then we've got an oven there for the carbon.
It's on the vacuum, so we don't have an autoclave here. We don't need it.
Yeah.
It goes off somewhere else.
And there is it. This is Arash Motor Company. Fantastic.
This is how we make cars.
Yeah, very good. We have a little collection of cars in there as well. His own cars.
I have a few cars I've clipped over the years.
Yeah, some beautiful cars in there. I'll tell you them about later. But
they've been fun.
Arash, thank you very much for having me here.
My pleasure. It's
really
been fun.
enjoyed.
We've been together for just to let you know, we're tired because we spent hours talking.
It's been a good meeting. I enjoy it. Did you?
We did everything apart
from video and recording, right?
Yes. It was hours.
We've been here for 5 hours. We haven't recorded anything. Yeah, well, let's go. Fantastic. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Cheers, mate.